After winning the FIFA 2022 World Cup tournament, Argentina, of course, is pretty much the most famous country on the planet. Everybody wants to know some interesting facts about the country. Well, one is that it has won the FIFA World Cup 3 times now. But what else does the country have to offer? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on FTD Facts. I'm your host, Leroy Kenton, and for this one, we're going to be venturing into facts about Argentina and what the country is known for. So stick around until the very end. I think you're going to find this one really surprising and entertaining. Starting off with number 10, the first animated film. So move over, Walt Disney. There is another legendary animator whose name few of us have actually heard of. Corino Cristiani, he created the first feature-length cartoon back in 1917. El Apostol, which was a 70-minute film, told the story of Argentina's high levels of corruption and immorality at the time. Cristiani stated that he was inspired to make the film after meeting Walt Disney during his tour of Latin America. Now, the film was made with cutout animation and it was very well received. However, it was only in the world for a very short time before it was destroyed in an apartment fire in the year 1928. That's very unfortunate. But from there, let's look at Yerba Mate at number 9. When it comes to famous South American drinks, you won't find anything more recognizable than Yerba Mate. If you visit Argentina, you'll constantly see people sipping this caffeine-infused drink, and they'll be doing this through a metal straw known as a bombilla. Yerba Mate has been dubbed the national drink in Argentina, and there is even an annual day of celebration in its honor on November 30th. Argentinians, they have incorporated mate drinking into their social scene as more than just an energizing drink, but the drink itself is passed around between friends, so everybody shares in this. Another thing that Argentina is known for is its highest and lowest points. Now, if you've been to South America before, you'll know that the continent is full of extremes, and Argentina is no exception. Mount Aconcagua, which is located in Mendoza, marks the highest point of the southern hemisphere, with a peak of 6,962 meters. Now, the mountain is one of the 7 continents' 7 summits, and the famous British mountaineer Edward Fitzgerald, he led the first recorded ascent of Aconcagua in the year 1897. In contrast, the lowest point of the southern hemisphere is in Laguna del Carbon, which is a salt lake that sits in Santa Cruz province. Translating to Coal Lagoon, this basin sits 105 meters below sea level and is also the 7th lowest point on the planet. Argentina is also the king of beef. Beef is definitely an essential component of Argentine cuisine, and the country is filled with steakhouses known locally as parrillas. The annual consumption of beef across the country back in 2020 worked out to be about 49.7 kilograms per person, and although this may look excessive, it was actually a historic low for the country. The highest beef consumption recorded in Argentina was back in the year 1956 when it hit 100.8 kilograms per person. That's a lot of beef. Also, did you know that MESSI is banned in Argentina? Okay, well, let me explain here. It's definitely almost impossible to mention Argentina without mentioning football or soccer, right? After all, Argentina regularly produces World Cup contenders, and these contenders have really been some of the greatest football, soccer players in the entire world. And of course, legendary footballer Lionel Messi, who plays for the Argentina national football team, well, he has inspired millions of people across the world, and nowhere more so than his hometown of Rosario, Argentina. After a resident named Hector Varela named his son after the famous footballer Messi, Well, government officials banned parents from giving their children the first name MESSI, worrying that there's going to be a lot of confusion down the road if the name became too popular. So just imagine that. Hey, it's Messi. Hey, Messi. And everybody's like, what? Lionel Messi's here? That could create a lot of pandemonium and a lot of confusion. And I guess the Argentinian government in Rosario don't want none of that. Argentina is also famous for gauchos. When you think back to Argentina in the 18th and 19th centuries, romanticized images of rugged horsemen are likely to come to mind if you know anything about the Argentine history. But either way, if you don't, these nomadic cowboys known as gauchos have become a symbol of the country, and stories about their escapades have long been woven into literature and folklore. Gauchos are known for their bravery and also for their distinct style of dress, which is still worn today. Perhaps the most notable part of their dress is the woolen poncho, which makes definitely a great travel souvenir. You go to Argentina, yeah, you want one of those to bring back to your home country. Coming in at number 4, we have tango. The tango is arguably one of the most well-known Latin American dances, and it's known for its passion and its intensity. And the dance originated in the capital city of Buenos Aires in Argentina during the 19th century, and it was originally performed in the docklands poor areas. As a result, many, I guess, upper class people consider the dance to be very lowly and unsavory, but either way, it didn't stop it from spreading, because now everybody knows about tango. From there, let's take a look at PATO. For most of us, although football/soccer may be the first sport that comes to mind when thinking of Argentina, but PATO, meaning duck in Spanish, became the country's national sport back in the year 1953. It combines a combination of skills taken from polo and basketball, and although a ball is used in games today, originally this would have been a live duck placed inside a basket. This is how the game got its name, because in Spanish, duck is pato. The game has been banned several times because, as you could imagine, the ducks weren't really having a good time with this game. But not just the ducks, so the gauchos who would play the game, they were injured severely and even trampled, and some of them even lost their lives due to this game. From there, let's look at number 2, European roots. Italians who speak Spanish and think they're British living in Paris. This is how Argentinians were once described. When you consider their ancestors, though, it does make some sense, because of the 97% of Argentinians who have European heritage, the vast majority descend from Spaniards and Italians. Now, this is because the Spanish colonization of Argentina, as well as the mass immigration from Europe that began around the mid-19th century. We end this episode off with number 1, synonymous with silver. Argentum is the Latin word for silver, in case you didn't know, and this is where the country Argentina actually got its name from. This name is thought to have been chosen because of the history of European conquerors coming to South America to mine silver. Now, although there are other countries that are home to more silver than Argentina, of course, they still have their fair share. There you have it, guys. These were 10 reasons why Argentina is famous. I know there's so much more, but I can only fit 10 in this episode. So let me know down below in the comment section if I missed anything. And definitely if you want to see part 2, let me know also down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you made it till the very end, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the next episode.